Hi, it's Claire, your intuitive reader. Let's see if I'm reading your story. Today's story is about the comic. And the comic is number 24. Wait, 26, sorry. 26. And the reason this card is coming up is because a lot of us use humor to deflect away from what we find vulnerable in our lives. And I'm getting that a lot. What is scaring you guys? Let's see. Whoa, too many cards. Um, very interesting. What's scaring you guys, but it's useful, is temperance. You're having this feeling like, as long as you keep everything balanced, as long as you don't take things too seriously, as long as you don't get too emotional, as long as you don't get into your feelings, as long as you kind of keep things in order. Here's the sun back here in the distance. It's just letting some of it flow into the water. That's how I kind of see this, is like, you can't be too fiery, you can't be too emotional, you just have to keep things just right. And see, with the comic, there's very similar colors on her shirt and as in this card, and I see you having to always keep this balance of like, I'm afraid to really show who I am, be who I am. So let's see what else you guys are going to get. um, what you hide is yourself, is this internal conflict you're having. See, everybody has masks on, so you can't really tell what their intentions are. There's a few people here, but they even look kind of ambivalent. They kind of, and there's this person with two toned hair, kind of like Cruella de Vil. So these are what I'm seeing in the Five of Wands here, is that you're hiding that you're not really sure where you fit in, that you really don't fit in, that you're always going in different directions, like I was showing you here. But this is actually what makes you special. This is what makes you unique. This is what makes you stand out. So the more you hide it behind this internal conflict, the less it's going to come to light and people are actually going to get to know you. Because think about that. If the only reason someone's in your life is because you always keep this tempered personality, you don't let things come, you're not too intense, you're not too funny, you're not too bright, you're not too whatever, you're always balanced and always the way somebody wants you, and you're always fighting yourself to keep, you're like, oh, why did I say that, or I'm not going to say that, or I'm not going to do this. People aren't really getting to know you, so you may think you have friends and stuff, but do they really know you? So let's see. And what I see here is uh, this is something that haunts you but can be banished, as your need for acceptance. With the Ten of Cups here, you're needing to be like accepted into the crowd, to be part of something, to only have light and stuff when you feel like it's appropriate. And that is something that you need to work on, because you're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's a good thing, because we don't want to be ordinary. Fitting in isn't necessarily for our best and highest good, nor very good, like, doesn't bring anything new to the world. A destructive behavior that you should consider changing is the Magician. Yes, always being what somebody wants is getting in their way. You may not be someone's cup of tea, but just performing tricks, because the Magician is about illusion, in its kind of shadow aspect. So you're creating an illusion. Like I said, you're battling yourself and only putting forward what somebody wants to see. And this is something you definitely want to consider changing, because you can use this Magician energy actually to bring something amazing and unique and like incredible to light that wasn't there before. And I keep getting light, like, think about Nikola Tesla. His ideas were so cutting edge. The scientists of the past, these people, artists and stuff like that of the past, if they just stuck with the track that everything to be accepted and didn't worry about what people were going to think, and like quieted themselves, then they wouldn't have actually brought into the world this amazing ability that other people don't have. I mean, with the comic, not everyone can be a comic. Not everyone can bring laughs to people. And if that's something you can do, I mean, if you're dampening yourself, if you're always holding yourself in this temperate, balanced energy, not being too loud, not being out there, not being too smart, not being a standout person, that's limiting who you are. And something attractive but draining is this Emperor energy. Like the solid, I keep just getting stiff energy, steady, reliable. Who are you without that? What do you want to create without taking chances, without being who you truly are, without really showing people who you truly are? Then they're going to actually think they're interacting with you, and then when you do eventually show who you are, at the first sign they're going to reject you. And so you might as well get rejected for being yourself rather than being a caricature or a demonstration or a steady force. If that's not something you want to be, then you need to decide that, because people are basing their interaction with you on that. So you may think you're making things easier, but it's actually a deceptive energy, because you're not being true to yourself. You're not being the true person you are, the comic. And that's uncomfortable sometimes. A gift to help you clear out the situation, clear up what's going on, is the Queen of Pentacles. You're really focusing on who you are, being really comfortable in your Queen of Pentacles energy. This is Taurus. Like, who are you in your creature comforts? What makes you comfortable? What, luxuries are you not bringing into your life because you don't want to seem materialistic or vain, or like, this white rabbit where it's like going down rabbit holes and stuff like that, and seeing like, running around with a little clock and looking different and looking unusual. Be comforted in that, because whatever you create, whatever you manifest from this energy is going to be incredible, because it's genuine. It's once in a lifetime. It's amazing. And what I see here is that it's very special. It's very unusual, but it's going to bring something into the world that wasn't here before. And that's you. And that's you. And it's not easy. Let's see what else we got. So we got the Hierophant, the Chariot, the Strength card, and the Ace of Swords. So yes, if you keep sticking to this is who I am and this is the way I have to be, you're going to get stuck. You're going to conform to what everybody wants you to be. You're going to stay in that temperance energy. But instead of being free to be this angel that's here, you're going to be stuck. Those wings are going to eventually atrophy because they're not being spread. And what I see here is with the Chariot, you're getting balanced energy. You can be original, but also fit in. You can use that temperance energy to appropriately use that talent that you have to be unusual, to be funny, to be an inventor, to be that amazing. Maybe you're somebody like me who gets on here and is just like, I don't know if anybody's going to watch this, but maybe they will. And you're feeling your power, you're feeling your strength, you're ready to go out there and really make some changes. You have this strength to do that. This is your ability to manifest is infinite, but you have to have the strength to be unusual. You have the strength to do things that other people maybe think you're a little wacko to do. But this is going to give you new ideas. This is going to give you a new direction. This is going to be the thought that changes everything. And I see you doing this. I'm really excited about it. And you can do it. You can do this. And see, like here, there's that pentacle shining bright with that new idea going forward. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah. Bye.